Hello y'all, welcome to the channel. It's Rad from Radko Tarot. And in this whole video we're going to look into Sagittarius Sun, Sagittarius Moon and Sagittarius Rising. Weekly General Tarot reading February 15th up until February 21st, 2021. And should you be interested in a personal reading with me, or should you be interested into my tarot classes, you can check out the description down below, and there you're going to find a link to my website where you can view and purchase either or both of these services. So with that being said aside, moving to the Sagittarius reading straight away, and the first card we do have for you guys, that is to be the Ten of Swords. Moving next, we do have the Four of Wands. Oh my God, so Ten of Swords, usually people say, you know, and you can find it in the books as a very negative card, but also tarot does not work that way, guys. Tarot, every card has its own positive and negative, or should I say pleasant and unpleasant development. And here Ten of Swords has its own pleasant development for you. So we do have the Four of Wands right after the Ten of Swords. Moving next, that is to be the Page of Swords, followed by the Hermit card. And the last one we do have for you, that is to be the Three of Swords. These 5 cards. All right, so right off the back here at the start of the week, we do have the manifestation of the Ten of Swords here. And in your case, Ten of Swords, it is the card where you kind of like reach a point into your development, regardless if it's going to be career or relationship-wise. Most likely it's going to appear where you are most stuck at. For example, you may be stuck at finding love, or you may be stuck at career development or into relationship development, whatever it is. Okay, Ten of Swords manifest into this position or into this field. And what it does make you, it is to pretty much say enough, it's enough, okay? You have moved forward with some kind of criteria, you have moved forward with some kind of a, how can I say, perspectives, and clearly those things doesn't work out. No different than giving a chance to a relationship, but the relationship does not change at all, and it's kind of like all of the same, which you say enough, it's enough. It's just that perspective. This relationship doesn't work for you any longer. And there with the Ten of Swords, you do make the definitive or executive, should I say, decision to change the things, but for you. It doesn't necessarily means for the relationship or for the job. And that's why the Ten of Swords, it may, you know, speak about breaking up, it may speak about, you know, losing your job, but in your case, it's not going to be because you lost it without control, because you are to decide to do it that way. In your case, Ten of Swords is where you do make the ultimatum. Either things change the way they are acceptable for me, or I'm gone. That's how the card stands. More like an ultimatum than anything else. And whichever way the thing develops for you, a new dawn is waiting for you afterwards. Even if, for example, this relationship, if we're talking about relationship here, doesn't work for you, you see that there is a willingness to be to any kind of change from the other side, and you have to pretty much, you know, leave it, recognizing that things are never going to work in your favor there. Right after that, your life kind of like opens up. And same thing, we're talking about the job. But here with the Ten of Swords, it's kind of like the sacrifice that you need to make, the irreversible choice or irreversible decision, or irrevocable decision, I'm sorry, or irreversible actions. There is no going back from. But after that, after these, say, a poignant and very difficult decision or an action, life opens up. And opening up, it is what we do have with the next card for you, Sagittarius, which is the Four of Wands. Because with this card, you're going to feel that you have completed, not just only feel, but that is going to be the case, you have completed a very important cycle in life. regardless if this cycle is going to be jumping on the next level here through ultimatum, or leaving the whole thing back, or in the past and moving forward into the future by yourself. Whichever way that develops for you, this card speaks about two things. Either you have propelled yourself forward, the project, the career, or the relationship forward, attending to every single detail in it, and from now on, you know, the thing moves into the next stage, meaning from dating to engagement, or from dating to moving in together. Okay, meaning from engagement to marriage, meaning from just talking to one another to dating, and etc, etc. That is because you couldn't keep it up any longer with that. Something had to change, and you did the action necessary in order to either change it or leave it in the past. And should you leave it in the past with the Four of Wands here, it means this card is just a confirmation that you did everything you could, and still the thing did not work into your favor. And leaving it behind was the right thing for you to do, because that finished up a cycle of development. And here you may ask, what kind of a cycle of development if, you know, nothing worked out for me? Well, it is a cycle of development. For the very least, you learn something from it, and from the very least, you have experience from it as well. The very least, this cycle of development is not going to allow you to fall into the same situation once again, because you did everything you could, and still the things did not work out. And from there, right after you have completed that cycle of development, we do have the Page of Swords there appearing as a person, as an individual. And Page of Swords for you is actually a very positive card, if I may say it that way, because in your case, this card appears as an unexpected source of help. Okay, it appears as a how can I say it? An individual that sees your push or strive, if you will, to get better. And this is all that the Page of Swords lives by. They do have a very, just hold on a second. They do have a quite of a unique view upon the world. They do have quite of a unique idea how to move forward. And of all of the court cards, Page of Swords, it is the card that least allows to be treated badly. The Page of Swords are very objective, and they do not allow, how can I say, wishful thinking to cloud their judgment and to cloud their mind. And here they do accolade you for the drastic measures and drastic actions that you have taken at the start of the week. And whatever you need in order to get back on your feet, should you have left something behind, or whatever you need in order to feel more certain and secure, should you transcend it into the next level, Page of Swords provides, if you will, the very least through advice. Another thing about the Page of Swords here is that through them, you are going to recognize the negative influence of within your social circle, within your colleague circle as well, and within your life in general. And through their example, you will kind of like see that keeping up that unpleasant influence serves you no purpose whatsoever, and that will lead to a spring cleaning of your social circle and your work environment as well. And right after the appearance of the Page of Swords, we do have the Hermit, and this card plays out differently depending on how the Four of Wands manifests for you. If it manifests transcending to the next level, the Hermit here points that you are to have that not transgression, but transcension. Oh my God, whatever. You're going to see it as a very, very substantial development. You're going to see it as a, how can I say, for some of you it's going to be extreme. For some of you it's going to be like a purpose of life. Okay, like it's on a direction that you definitely have to walk into, regardless who is there to follow you, and that again leads us back to the spring cleaning that you are going to initiate into your social circle and as well into your career environment. The Hermit here points as well that you are going to tap into your emotions, and if you are uncertain, do you love somebody or not? If you are uncertain, do you feel good about your achievements, and do you feel good about your career development? For example, with the Hermit there, you are no longer going to be uncertain, but you're going to know exactly what you want to accomplish. You're going to know exactly how much you love somebody. However, if you had to leave something behind here, the Hermit points the true goal this time around, in a sense of that you have left it behind because it didn't work out for you, and now you do have the seed that is going to work for you moving forward, or should I say the light that it is at the end of the tunnel. And that will be a confirmation that you did the right thing at the Ten of Swords to cut it loose, for it did not work out for you at all. And here it is very important to say that it takes a lot of courage. Okay, it takes a big balls, if you ask me, to act upon the retrospection you're gonna make with the Ten of Swords, to slam your fists on the table and make your demands. And if those demands are not met, you just have to leave. This isn't an intimidation, this isn't a taunt, this is straight away an ultimatum. And if it isn't accomplished, okay, you need to have the courage to do what you are, I can't say threatening, but what you are implying that you are going to do if the ultimatum is not met. And with the Hermit, it is again confirmation that you did the right thing, that you are going to approach now the new state of your life very intelligently, very wisely as well, recognizing what it is left for you to chase, what it is left for you to follow, and that whatever you have gave up from, it's actually not what you wanted for yourself, and striving toward that new direction. Again, whoever wants to follow you, that's great, but there are going to be those that are going to be dissatisfied with that new revelation of yours. And this again leads us to the spring cleaning that you're going to do by the example of the Page of Swords. And the last card here, this is how you end up the week. That is the Three of Swords. And the spring cleaning, we're coming back to it. These people that you are going to identify as a negative influence of your life and that you will want to cut ties with, you know, burn bridges with them, they're not going to be happy by it by a large margin. And here with the Three of Swords, this is their attempt to make you feel bad because you want your life without them. This is where you're going to face mental cruelty, okay? You may be, how can I say, offended as well by them. You may be insulted also. And it's very important not to dive, or kind of like not to indulge into these negative words, if I may say that, or into these, how can I say, mental cruelty. Because Three of Swords, while you can see three swords piercing a heart, or in this case a rose, into this card, that kind of like speaks for the card a ton of words. And it means that, yeah, you may feel bad, but this isn't because you're going to have a bad experience, but because your thoughts are going to make you feel bad. Now, allowing these offending words, okay, or that mental cruelty to twist and tangle your mind, you're going to feel lost. And I'm going to give you an example. Say you want to break up a business partnership and they tell you, well, I would have walked away anyway, for you suck, and you don't, how can I say, you worth nothing without me, and you allow that thing to get to you. This is how you feel bad. But if you wave it with your hand and you don't believe it even for a thing, okay, or even for a second, then you're not going to feel bad at all. I mean, actually the severance is going to go very smoothly for you. And one last thing here with the Three of Swords, which relates to the Hermit. Now, like I said, you are going to see the light at the end of the tunnel. You know, whatever you gave up from, now it is back, but in another shape, and it is much more promising. Or the transcension of the previous stage now it looks way more promising than before. Three of Swords tells us that it's not going to be without its own problems. Okay, there will be predicaments, there will be kind of like a crisis as well, but this card here shows that the more difficult it is, the more well you are going to perform. Three of Swords, it is the card where if you do not allow the how can I say, the, like I said, the negative thoughts, which is the belief into the doom and gloom, or allowing other people to dictate your state, your emotional state, but instead you focus on the goal and do not allow these negative thoughts to twist and tangle your mind, the more difficult the endeavor is, the better you perform and the better results you reach at the end. So that being said, Sagittarius, this was your weekly general tarot reading, guys, February 15th up until February 21st, 2021. Hopefully you do enjoy it and you do like it, and we shall see each other next time. Until then, bye.